Hey everybody, it's Stacie Duffy here with the Berkshire Group, your Denver Metro real estate resource. What I wanted to talk about today is the risks of going for sale by owner. So, yes, I'm a realtor. I get paid to help people buy and sell. So, I'm trying to give an unbiased point of view as far as at least I wish people would ask me this more because there's a lot of risks here and I think people are embarrassed or feel like it's insulting to ask a realtor, well, why shouldn't I just do it myself? I've got no problem talking about it because I have to explain what I do to get paid. So it's not a problem for me. I just want people to be aware of the risks if you're going to do it yourself. So do a little bit more research, understand what can go wrong. So I've got a quick list for you. I'll try to hit the high points. But if you have any more questions, please feel free, leave comments, send me an email. Happy to help. First of all is price. So obviously a lot of the incentive of going for sale by owner and not hiring a realtor or real estate agent is to save some money. And that can be anywhere between 4% and 8%. Keep in mind that percentage you typically pay to sell your house as far as a brokerage fee will cover the buyer's agent as well. So that buyer's agent is going to expect to be paid for part of the process, and they probably have an agreement with the buyer that says, hey, if the seller pays me, great. If not, you're going to have to pay me at closing. So keep in mind, buyers are not prepared for that extra closing costs to pay for their agent. So if you're not offering to cover that and somebody else is, then that just makes your house that much more expensive. But so not just finding a buyer that's willing to pay your price for the house, but having an appraiser appraise it for that value. Because if a lender's involved, they're going to require that the house appraises for that. And understanding how appraisals work versus CMAs as far as comparative market analysis for selling your house is a little bit different. So make sure you're prepared to not only sell your house to the buyer and the buyer's agent, but sell it to the appraiser. Also, the legal. We do a lot of contracts. Obviously, we're helping people buy and sell the most expensive purchase or asset that they probably own. So there's a lot of legal documentation involved, including a lot of disclosures. And that's disclosures, as much as sellers hate them, they are there to protect you. So someone can't come back to you and try to sue you and say, hey, you knew this and you didn't tell me. They're there to protect you and say, hey, I told you about it. It's on you at that point. So purchase contracts differ from state to state. Disclosure requirements differ from state to state. There's some national ones out there like lead-based paint and some other things you've probably heard of. But that's what we do. That's what the licensing requirements are for a lot of realtors, is understanding the contracts inside and out. So if you're wanting to save a little bit of money, maybe go hire a real estate attorney in your area that knows the contracts. But isn't, if you want to save on the marketing side or the showing side or some of these other risks I'm talking about, that's an option. Vetting. So essentially, once you find that buyer, make sure you're ready to vet the buyer, the buyer's agent, the buyer's lender. And the title company as well. The title company, if you get to choose, then there's a little bit more or a little bit less vetting you have to do there. But buyer has to be ready, willing, and able. And able includes actually purchasing the property, which was where the lender gets involved. So making sure that the lender can, meet the dates, is local, will communicate, and get the appraisal done on time. And also with the title company, you're probably going to be paying for a title policy, depending on what state you're in. It may be different, customary in some states to pay for it and not others. But if that title policy or if that title company goes under for some reason, because it's fairly common, you don't have to have a lot of requirements to open a title company. But if that title company goes under and your person who purchased your property has an ownership claim or has an issue with their ownership, they're going to come back to you because when you signed over the deed, you probably gave some warranty with that, whether it was a general warranty, a personal representative's deed, a special warranty, some sort of warranty of ownership. So knowing the title company is going to cover you for that is really important. So there's a lot of vetting of people to do. Make sure you're prepared to do that. Security. To show your house, you're probably going to be letting a lot of people in. A lot of people you don't know. You're going to be letting them in where your family is, your kids, your dog, your prescription medications, your jewelry, your car keys, your mail with, whether it's a credit card application or a water bill or some, medical information on it. So be aware of who you're letting in your home, for one, and then two, what you have in your home that could be at risk. Criminals do like to look on Craigslist and look for sale by owners and call them up and say, yeah, hey, my name is Joe Schmo. I want to take a look around your house. And you're essentially showing them what you have to steal. So just make sure you're letting good people in your home, or do some sort of vetting process. Ask to take a picture of their driver's license, for example. Just do some sort of vetting and make sure you're keeping your house safe and your family safe. Exposure. So marketing the home is a big piece of what we do, obviously, and that's to help you get the most bang for your buck. So if you're doing for sale by owner, make sure you're getting as much exposure as you can. And Craigslist is pretty limited. And if you've ever purchased or sold anything on Craigslist or any sort of online, buy and sell and trade page, you're probably familiar with the flakiness of people on there. So I still buy and sell things off of Craigslist, but I'm willing to deal with that headache. So that's some exposure, but most people that are serious about buying a house have an agent, and their agent is looking in the MLS every day. So make sure you're prepared to get your house out there, to get it to as many people as possible, because there's probably the right buyer out there at the right price, but you've got to be able to find them. Also, headache and time. It's not fun selling your house. It's not cheap. It's stressful. It's a big ordeal. So be prepared for the headache and the time, especially with setting showings and letting people in your home. A lot of times you'll just want to stay home and say, yeah, sure, knock on the door and I'll let you walk through. It gives buyers a really uneasy feeling, especially if you're in the house, because then they can't talk about it. They feel like they don't want to insult you and they just want to get out of your way. But anyway, there's a lot of headache involved, and that's where we take a lot of that out. But we charge for it. We don't work for free like most people don't. So just be prepared for that, and be aware of what you're willing to pay to cover those extra risks, or if you're wanting to save that money, what risks you're actually assuming by doing that. So any more questions? I'm sorry, I know this is a crazy long video, but it's a really important topic that I want people to understand. And these are just a handful, literally, of the risks. There's a lot out there, but make sure you're prepared for that and that you understand, and do some homework. Be safe. Number one, first of all, be safe. Take care of your family and your belongings in your home. So thanks so much for the time. You have any questions, don't hesitate. Feel free to comment below. My contact information is on my website. The link for that is below as well. So let me know if I can help, or if you have any more questions. Thanks so much for the time, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.